Dun, da, da, da.
Uh,
Hey there,
Wait, no,
welcome everybody once again
that's a
to
different cat.
Astronomy Daily Live. Nah, this is my office buddy here. She and I work together. So she takes the sleep shift and I take the work shift.
Where's the?
That's
Okay, I thought you had a black cat, Bill.
yeah, I do. I do.
Okay.
Yeah, we
Okay,
we
that's not the black cat. So the black cat's taking a break.
yeah, he must be. Yeah, I'm not exactly sure. Well, welcome everybody
Okay, I
to
didn't. All right.
Astronomy Daily
So hey,
Live.
do you think that we'll have cats and pets and things like that on our next mission to space?
On our next
Yeah, like when we
mission
go,
to space,
like when we go to Mars, or if we go to back to the moon and we colonize the moon again. Do you think that we'll have animals like we have here?
I think eventually, yeah, I think so. I don't see why not.
Yeah.
So yeah, they're well, I mean, for me, they're members of the family, right? I mean, I'm
Right.
not going to go anywhere unless they come with me. So
Right.
right?
That's yeah.
Ain't that
she,
right?
she says she ain't going with you.
You're not going to go with me? Yes, you will.
uh,
Yes, you
no,
will.
no, nope.
She will. This one will. She goes everywhere with
What about
me.
you,
Wow.
Bobby? You got
Yeah.
your dog, right? You got
Yeah, I
your
got
little
my dog, but he's sleeping.
Oh, okay. But would
Sleeping.
you take him along on a space trip?
I don't know. Should I?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Well,
I think so.
as long as you have the ability
The problem is he's never been in a car.
Oh no, no,
Well,
this is a different type of a trip. This is a trip like
yeah.
say like if you went through a time portal and you can or a traveling portal of some sort, and you go from where you are to anywhere your next mission, wherever that might be, and you could take your pet with you, and you could feed them. You have plenty of resources to take care of them. No worries, you know.
Yep.
And you're not going to be starving, so you don't have to worry about that or nothing like that, you know. So everything's taken care of. And they're offering you, okay, you get to go here, and you can bring your pet or pets, you know, if you have one or two, you know. If you
Yep.
have two favorite cats, what is he looking at? If you
I don't know.
ghost up there. But yeah, so Bobby, the question would be, would you take your dog with you as for a companion?
I could give it a shot. I could give it a shot.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. No, I think I mean, we're probably a little ways from that, but I think living in space is going to be a normal thing one of these days, as long as we don't blow ourselves up.
Right. If we don't kill ourselves first, right?
Yeah, and we're still right on that edge. It's to me, it's sort of like a race.
You want to know something? I've never seen the doomsday clock for this year.
Oh yeah, I assume it's probably still going on, but yeah, I don't know.
Well, it was supposed to be done in 2012, though, according to the Mayan clock, right?
Well, yeah, that was the theory at least. But yeah, depending on how that's interpreted, right? So yeah. Well, hey, hope everybody's doing well out there. Everything's good here. Having still some clouds, a little tiny bit of rain. I think this is my last sort of cold spell. We might have
my last one.
Yeah, we might have one more, but that's sort of really doubtful. So we're moving into what's here, the driest part of the year, which is May and June. Very, very dry. Usually pretty clear too. So so yeah, I'm both eagerly anticipating the clear skies, but also sort of, being like, wow, that's going to be a lot of work. So
yeah.
Okay, so in 2019, it's still 2 minutes till midnight.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, yeah. Well, like I said, we're still right on, the precipice, and the people who have their fingers on the button, I don't know. Those are pretty creepy people. So hopefully they don't push the button.
Right.
But like I was going to say, I think now it's sort of a race. There needs to be a certain number of us who realize that we don't have to be living this way. We don't have to. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
And I think as more people realize that we can have disagreements. We're always going to disagree on things and all that, but we don't have to fight. We don't have to destroy each other. There's no reason to. It's just
Now, Chuck, I've seen that movie so many times. That was a cool movie.
Which one is that?
The Cat from Outer Space.
Cat from Outer Space. Yeah, absolutely. In fact.
And my name is Bobby, and there is Ron from Earth Radio. How you doing, Ron?
Hey, yes.
Hello.
Yeah, I definitely want to say hi to everybody on the panel. So yeah, Bobby's already said howdy. So hey, Bobby, what's going on over there? Everything good?
Nothing much here.
Good.
Okay, there's a problem going on in the ISS. Okay, there's a problem going on the ISS.
Oh, there is?
Uh-oh.
Yeah. So, for some whatever reason, and I'm getting a buffering on my phone here. So there's a problem in the ISS that you can get a carrier from the ISS, okay? But the modulation to get the SSTV is super, super low. And I tried everything, like increasing the AF and stuff, the audio frequency gain.
Yeah.
Or the value they so called. And I just couldn't get anywhere.
So do you think that's their problem, or is it your problem? Is it a transmission problem?
And you are see you're not alone if you was capturing the ISS and you're trying to get a soul scan TV image. So it's up there's problem.
Okay, all right. Yeah, have you confirmed that, or is that just your observation?
Well, I got see, like Gio's and I are great IS radio enthusiasts, and he can also confirm there was weak modulation on the ISS.
Okay, too. Cool. So yeah, that's part of the process is getting some kind of independent confirmation. So yeah, if two of you are having the same kind of problem, then yeah, it probably is a transmission thing. Here I'm wearing the official Astronomy Daily Live shirt.
Send me one, Cosmic. Send me one.
Yeah,
Send me one right now.
I need to get around to doing that. So
yeah. Now, is anybody getting any buffering? I'm gonna check the chat.
I'm not.
I don't know if any on Google.
I can't tell, but I think everything seems to be okay here. Oh, there's motion. There's cat motion. All right. All right. Well, cool. Excellent. Well, I'm glad everybody is doing well. Um, uh, yeah. Yeah. You know, I should. I'm looking um, at the chat here, and let's see. Charles Messier died on this date in 1817. Yuri Gagarin first orbits the Earth, and yeah, today is the anniversary of the first launch of the first space shuttle. And oh man, I remember that very, very well. I
So
was
what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna reboot the phone, see if that's it.
okay. So
I don't
yeah.
have a cleaner yet. That's the thing.
So
I
I
remember
was
watching that.
yeah, I was let's see, in 1981, in April of 81, let's see, I would have been I think 12 years old, and I had heard of the space shuttle since about the mid 70s or so, and so I was just just crazy anxious, and it was an early morning launch from Florida, of course. I was in Washington State, so I was 3 hours behind. Yeah, 3 hours behind. So it was as I recall, it was an early morning launch in Florida. So it was very early morning for me. I at that time, I wasn't really used to getting up that early, at least. But definitely nothing was going to stop me from watching that. And as I recall, the launch today was a result of maybe a couple of delays. I think that they had planned on launching a few days earlier, and there were some scrubs. What's that?
Oh, you're talking about the space shuttle. You were talking about the space shuttle. I forgot what it was.
Yes. The first one. Yeah, but oh man, I just could not. That was an incredible day, for sure. And it was a 2-day mission. So they basically, just went up. They opened the doors up and orbited for a couple of days, and then came back down. And the landing was absolutely great and everything. But yeah, those were exciting times. The shuttle, like I've said, was an engineering nightmare, and a miracle. The people who worked on shuttle have to be extremely commended, extremely, because it's just an absolute marvel, and a miracle that thing flew at all, much less 135 times. Is that how many missions there were? So yeah, absolutely amazing.
Now, when was the first fatality? Well, right before that launch, they had to wait for that launch because they had a mission that failed, right?
No. This was the first shuttle launch. Like I said, they did delay it a couple of days. For I'm not exactly sure why, but the first time you do something, you want to be extra careful. So any little thing wrong, it's like, okay, forget it, right? But yeah, was definitely an exciting day, and an exciting mission. And of course, it started a whole new era in space. If it wasn't for the shuttle, we wouldn't have the space telescope. We wouldn't have the space station. The space shuttle never really panned out like it was supposed to be. It was supposed to be, the cheap, reusable thing, and it never really got to that. But no, the first shuttle mishap wasn't for 5 more years. That was January 28th, 1986.
Okay.
When
The O-ring.
yeah, exactly. When Challenger blew up about 2 minutes into the mission.
Now, would it have been prevented, or was it just more like a science fair to actually kill the people on purpose?
Well, no, I don't think that there was any intention, to kill anybody. But there was great pressure to keep the cadence high. They wanted to launch, like every 2 weeks. They wanted to launch a shuttle, and they never, ever did. So there was a lot of pressure to launch. There were people saying, "Don't launch the shuttle when it's cold."
Wow.
And that morning, January 28th, 1986, it was 18 degrees at launch time, 18 degrees Fahrenheit, and a lot of the engineers knew and were screaming. It's like, "Don't do this. Don't do it. Don't do it." And NASA was like, "We're going to do it anyway." So, it was. I don't think that there was, like any intention to be like, "Ha ha ha," let's knock off these astronauts, right? No. It was more, we have to launch, we have to go. I think that particular.
And that was the so it wasn't the O-rings; it was the freezing temps, right?
Well, it was the fact that the O-rings were too cold, and they had shrunk and probably cracked, because it's too cold. And this actually came out when they did the investigation. It was actually Richard Feynman, the famous physicist, who he was sort of at first credited with sort of discovering the fact that the O-rings don't behave well when they're cold. But like I said, on the launch day, on the day of that launch, there were lots and lots of people saying, "Don't launch when it's cold. Just don't do it." But they did anyway, and there you go. So yeah, I was a.
Did you not know the most major disasters could have been prevented, like 9/11, the Titanic, and that?
That's hard to say, because we, our hindsight is always 2020, for the most part. So it's it's really hard to be sure that most disasters could have been
Because remember, the
prevented.
Titanic disaster was a century ago.
Mm-hmm.
So like another ship called them, you're gonna have icebergs, and he just went shut up and stuff, and when the iceberg comes, they try to invade it, boom,
Right.
and you think it's unsinkable? Well, it's not sinkable to me.
Yeah. Well, you know, so you know, so yeah, you know, I think, you know, I partially agree with
And
you,
the way
Bobby.
they had to abandon the ship, there was more men that died than women and children.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, I don't think they had enough lifeboats, right? Is that the
That's another thing too.
yeah.
It only had half the number of lifeboats out of the passengers.
Right. And you know, just like that, you know, the space shuttle had no means of doing you know, once it's launched, there was no way to get the astronauts out. There was no abort at all. Which you know, I mean, yeah, I mean, I don't even know how they would. I don't know. You know, because, you know, the shuttle was just a nightmare, right? Just as it was. But yeah, that 1981, that first launch was extremely exciting, and of course, you know, being a 12-year-old kid, that took place at the perfect time, you know, to sink into my head and be like, oh yeah, that is absolutely
Wow.
wonderful.
So, yeah, blame
You're right, Uncle
NASA.
Bill. Yeah.
Yeah, so blame NASA, not only with those failed O-rings, but the high upper winds. Somebody's gonna get their balls kicked.
Well, you know, they grounded the shuttle for a number of years. It was at least 2 or 3 years, while they, you know, did the investigation, and they, you know, basically had to sort of rewrite everything.
Now, is it true when Columbia, the way that how Columbia got disintegrated and everybody got killed, that pretty much just stopped the project all the way? Is that true?
No, not at all. You know, the shuttle kept going until 2011.
No, I was talking
Um,
about Columbia. I wasn't talking about Challenger. I was talking about Columbia.
yeah, well, I'm talking about the shuttle program. And no, after Columbia, they they stopped everything for a while, did an investigation, figured out what happened, and realized that you know, you shouldn't put your main spacecraft onto the side of a rocket. That's just stupid. Um,
Yeah,
yeah.
but there. But after Columbia, and there were and after like the launches after the Columbia disaster, there were so much. They got so much debris going in there, and it was really hitting not only just hitting the shuttle, but the rockets as well, causing major concerns.
Yeah, well, you know, after Columbia, you know, when they realized, you know, that probably a big chunk of ice smashed into one of the wings and damaged it, you know, they changed their thing around significantly, in that, you know, they made sure that there wasn't any ice at launch, and then the first thing they did on every single mission after that is they actually took the arm and they extended it out and they looked all around it, and I believe every single flight after Columbia went to the space station, where, you know, the shuttle, you know, could fly up to it, and, you know, the shuttle did a rotation. You know, they actually did a rotation, and the cameras from the space station photographed, the shuttle to make sure that all the tiles were there and everything was there. So yeah, they changed your procedures significantly.
Well, so it was already on the extended shutdown calendar when Columbia had it.
Oh yeah. They, like I said, the shuttle was a great thing, but you shouldn't do things like that. That was way too sci-fi, and there's just absolutely no reason, to put, your vehicle right on the side of a rocket. That's just dumb. It's really, really dumb. You put it on the top. You put it right on the top. There's nothing in the way. It's all nice and balanced. It's great. It's great. And in fact, there's a company. I'm trying to remember.
It's kind of a bit crazy what Uncle Bill Druin said. There was supposed to be like an alternative to the shuttle program, but it never happened.
Yeah. Well, there's a company now. I think it's called. I'm trying to remember. Is it called Sierra Nevada? Sierra something. They have a little space shuttle.
To what extent did Russia manage to copy the shuttle program?
Yeah. Russia had a shuttle that never flew, at least as far as we know, and it looked almost exactly the same as ours, almost identical. Yeah. So yeah. Like I said, that was an engineering nightmare that probably shouldn't have happened. It was just, it sucked a lot of resources away, and it was, it was supposed to be cheap and fast and easy, and every single launch was costing, like $1.5 billion per launch. So that's not very cheap. That's going the wrong way.
I wish I had that much money.
Yeah. I could.
Could you imagine when you could use that?
I could do a lot with 1/1,000,000th of that. I could do a lot with that. So right. Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, very, very awesome. It's always.
So now what they have been working on is the escape capsule. Like in the last, what was one that disintegrated re-entry?
Columbia was.
Columbia, I get the names confused. So
yeah, that's
okay,
right.
So Columbia, they are working on an escape capsule. I think on the current reusable things that they're working on SpaceX.
Yes, the capsules themselves, right? One are put right on top of the rocket, and then and then that capsule itself has these retro rockets on it that if there's any kind of a problem, they can get those those astronauts way out of there.
Right.
Now,
wow, Chuck, for someone being in Waco, he had like those Colombian pieces in his backyard.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah. So
yeah,
now on the current launch, we just watched all three parts landed safely. I'm guessing.
It was epic. It was absolutely epic. If you haven't seen it yet,
I saw that too. I didn't see the main stage come down. I saw the other two land, and that was incredible.
Okay. It's just absolutely amazing. Yeah. The Yeah.
Yeah,
So all three of them.
yeah, the main stage landed. Now I heard there was not a good feed until like the dust settles and it really landed.
All right.
Yeah. Well, they're sitting right in the middle of the ocean. Like 1,000 kilometers out to sea, and so the connection and it's doing this, right? It's just bobbing around, bobbing around.
Yeah,
And
good enough to get you seasick.
yeah, and when
I
this
mean, I'm
rocket,
all right with a trawling boat and a canoe, but I'm not sure about a cruise ship or something.
don't put me on a boat, man. Don't put me on a boat. No way.
The worst thing that I won't be able to do if I was like in either or is swim. I couldn't even swim that very good. I could sink in pretty much. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely, and Carolina Sky Astronomy. Nothing is cheap, fast, and easy. Elon Musk is still saying that he would like launch costs to come down to $100 a pound. Right now, it's
let's forget about building a wall. We don't need no stinking wall. Maybe a starship, but
go big, go big, or go home.
Absolutely. Well, and to extend that a little bit, we could, given the will, we could build a wall and a starship. So we could do it all if we wanted to.
Why are we going to build a wall when we're going to let people? We're going to let people out, and they're going to go live in sanctuary cities. Not trying to get political or nothing, but I'm just asking a question. So why are we going to waste money on building a wall? Why not just go ahead and open up everything and just let everybody come in and do what they want? How many people can help us build? How many people can help us build that starship? We don't know what kind of people we're really dealing with. We're only being told by certain classes of people that they're bad people. We don't know if they're really bad people. I would say some of them are, just like some of our people are bad, and that's just the way it goes in life. People are bad all over the place. People are good all over the place. We don't know really who's gonna develop the next car, the next spaceship, the next airplane, whatever. There's several different options that we can look at that we don't know what kind of thinking they have really. We just go by. We're just kind of like jumping the gun and saying, "Oh, well, they're bad people, so everybody's bad people."
Right. Right. Yeah. No. And that's one of the things that I like to stress on this live stream is open-mindedness. Let's expand our minds. Let's not think small.
And that's what our radio. That's what our radio is about. That's what our radio is about. Is expanding our minds. And I'm not trying to pick sides. I'm not trying to pick on anybody. I'm not trying to get anybody upset about political stuff or nothing. I apologize for bringing that up. But you mentioned the wall, so I had to jump in.
Yeah. No. My thought is that we can do anything we want to do. So if we want to build a starship, let's build a starship. If we want to build a wall, let's build a wall. If we want to feed the world, let's feed the world. I mean, we can do all of this. We can do anything we want. We just have to realize that we can.
I was watching the Ancient Aliens, and they were talking about the ship replicating itself on the asteroid.
Interesting.
So, as it was building itself, copying itself, automatically, robotically, whatever you want to call it, and then, thousands of years later, we have this fleet of robot ships coming back to us, so that could be a problem.
Yeah, yeah. You know, we're sort of on the cusp of setting some things in motion that we don't know what the outcomes are going to be. And you know, I don't know if you can judge them, to be good or bad, but we don't know what the outcomes are going to be. Well, we will see. Like I said, there's a lot of potential if we don't destroy ourselves.
Right.
Yeah. And just out of my curiosity, you ever had one of these? It's a USB power fan.
Oh my gosh. Very, very cool. Nice. I just have the old kind. I'm not going to grab it. It's behind there, but I've just got the old square, computer.
Oh yeah.
Kind. Yeah.
What are we talking about? Yeah.
Very, very cool. Yeah. So neat. All right. Well, anyway, let's.
And it's about $2.50 I paid for this fan.
$2.50.
Yep.
Okay.
Wow.
Okay.
How loud is
before you continue,
how loud is it though?
Chuck has said he wants to build one of those model rockets that can return land like SpaceX does. And
Hey,
Jim wants
Chuck,
to
I think that's a good idea.
Jim is saying the only problem is big government doesn't want to be free.
Yeah, I think we give governments too much credit. We have the power and we give it away.
Or we don't act on what we have.
Yeah.
That's the same as giving it away.
Yeah. Exactly.
I think everybody can agree on this. We just need to put God and Jesus back in this country.
There you go. Yeah, put them first, and then we can start thinking about improving things.
How about let's just be nice to one another and move on.
There you go. That's another good idea.
Yeah, stop pointing fingers of a religious group or a race group.
Yeah.
Just let bygones be bygones and stop being
that's one
stupid.
That's one thing I really like about our group of people mostly is that everyone or most everyone that I have talked to, like, Bobby and I talked, and we don't necessarily think the same way on religion, but yet we accept and respect each other's choice. And then Father John, Bobby, you talked with Father John for a little bit, John Ostenese, you talked with him for a little bit.
Oh yeah.
And you're totally different. He's more Catholic and traditional and then you're Mormon, so it's like both of you were talking about different things, but yet you were both agreeing and talking about, the religious aspects of different faiths, and I appreciated that a lot because you both got along just fine, and some people learned about two different things. We had two different learning sessions there at the same time, so I enjoyed that.
Yep.
So that was a few days ago when they did that.
Nice.
And so that was fun.
Nice.
Yeah. So,
nice.
And I think that's the same way with astronomy. I think that there are many different teachers that have different viewpoints, and not any of them are necessarily wrong. I don't know if any of them might be right, but anyway, there might be some that we can, understand and maybe grab a hold of and grow our mind around, different things,
Right.
And, that's
right. Beware.
No, they always say is if you tell me I'm wrong, then I don't want to be right. That's it.
Yeah.
That's right.
Beware of
Jim
anyone.
wants to say get rid of big government. Uncle Bill says be excellent to one another, Bill and Ted.
Yep.
And Chuck Nagler get rid of laws that live like a bike in Valhalla.
Yes. There we go.
And then what cosmic you were gonna say?
Oh, no, I was just going to say, beware of anybody who claims to be right or knows the answer. That
All right.
to me is a red flag. That is a red flag.
Yeah.
I deeply, deeply respect people who are really, really sure of certain things because I'm not sure of anything at all. So
Right.
I'm
speaking
You have
all
an
things we
advantage.
have been talking. Yeah, speaking
And
of things we have been talking, I was in a wrestling group that also were computer nerds too. Now, as you may know, I only have minimal computer knowledge, and they were trolling me on it.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
Yep, you gotta.
Yeah, they were trolling because I only have minimal computer knowledge. They got some that's an ethical hacker. They had some that's more that would be like like I said, I only have basic computer knowledge. But these guys, they were IT professionals, and one of them is actually an ethical hacker, and it's like, and you're trolling on my basic computer knowledge. That won't go.
Yeah. All right. Well, let us turn to the universe here. What I thought I would do, and in fact, we've been doing this already, is just having a more casual than normal.
And what's weird about it is the admins, they can do whatever they want, but we gotta blend with the rules. If they don't like it, well, you just get thrown out. But if if the admin does it, they can get away.
Yeah. Well, life isn't fair.
Yeah. I just like it if the moderators in the multitude will be like together. Just consult with them and stuff like that. And if the head admin finds that well, this person should have been banned, this person should be banned, then I think the head of it has the right to say, let's do that.
Yeah, well,
And I wish there was a level higher than moderators that I would not mind taking.
Well, yeah, I mean, you start running into trouble, right? Because you have, you've got a moderator, and then you've got higher than a moderator, and then a higher than that, and I mean, where does it end? So,
like 3 levels, like a basic moderator, a super moderator, and you,
okay,
the streamer.
I gotcha. Yeah. Well, we're really, really, really early into this internet thing, right? We're just barely past conception, right? We haven't even been born yet. So things are going to change, and we're part of the generation here that is sort of starting all of this mess, and it'll be
like safety laws and anti-defamatory, anti-harassment, anti-everything. This like this no holds bar kind of stuff. Do you think it should require a constitution amendment to have full destiny controlled internet, or what?
I think that the internet should just do what it's going to do, and not necessarily be controlled whatsoever.
Right.
And if it dies, it dies. If it explodes, it explodes. If controlling that kind of thing seems like an awful lot of work. So I think it's a lot easier just to let it go. and
Right.
it's going to do exactly what it's going to do. Like I said, we're so early into this thing that you know, it'll be
And it's
amazing.
already out of control now.
I don't think that we have even begun. I don't. I think that what we're going through now is peanuts compared to what it's going to be. I think it's going to
Oh yeah.
get more and more and more insane, much more insane. I don't know how, but yeah,
Well,
I don't think.
part of what we got right now, we have the 5G coming up, and they're already looking at um 6G. I think they were talking about,
Oh wow, yeah,
but yeah, they were talking about 5G and what the health problems it's already causing fourth graders and things like that. The antenna for the 5G cell tower that's at the school,
huh?
fourth graders are already having kidney failure
Oh
and
wow,
having other brain disorders and things like that.
right?
That's been documented that it only started when they installed that antenna, when
Hmm.
Verizon or whatever it was installed the antenna to improve the communication, you
Hmm.
know. And I have to wonder, why did they do that on a schoolyard? You know, why did they put that on a schoolyard and cause that problem? You know,
Mm-hmm.
I remember living under a powered pole on that was on the corner of my street, and it went onto the main highway when I was in North Carolina, and I lived on this side street, and then at, on my property, the pole was on the property actually, and the wires and everything, and the big condensers and everything like that, you know, that carried the power and everything like that, and transformer and whatever else was up there.
Mm-hmm.
I used to get headaches quite frequently. I don't get headaches usually,
Hmm.
but there on that yard and that on that property, I would get some headaches, and I moved away from that finally, and I got smart.
Yeah.
So, but I decided I wasn't going to be living anywhere that I knew. Of course, I live in the middle of cornfields now, so not really
Yeah.
much here for power. Although we are getting, apparently, we're supposed to be getting 5G as well,
Oh wow.
but hopefully it'll be down the street and won't be near me.
Right. Well,
So,
you know, these bodies of ours are, you know, basically run on um, um, um,
So let's
electricity,
get this
right? So
straight. So so you're saying that with 5G causing kidney failure on fourth graders, what's that
yeah.
going to be the cause when 5G is fully implemented?
You're gonna see more uh, brain disorders and diseases with older people. You're going to see anywhere there's younger generations, the
So
bodies are not going to be
okay. So
developed.
let's get this straight. So with the 5G developing now, you're talking about where it's just stretching the limits of the human body.
Yes, and what's going on here is they're trying to see how to manipulate our very own DNA on old and young alike. Okay, now the point is, of course, when we're older, okay, now you're like right in the middle of the age bracket, Bobby, so you don't have to worry about that. You're pretty healthy, you're strong, you got everything going for you,
Uh,
you know,
I mean,
as far as I'm
it's
talking about,
kind
you
of a
know,
bit
I
weird.
I'm
We survived the 3G speeds and then the
right,
4G speed. Okay,
right.
and now you're saying that we won't be able to survive the 5G?
I don't think so. There's going to be a lot of people having problems. That's been documented with these health issues, by the way.
yeah.
And
Well, you know,
and then
uh,
of course when you're using a phone that has to receive that power coming at you, and you're talking to your phone at your ear, you know. And they already talked about the phone causing cancer in the brain because you have it on your ear all the time. Okay, they talked about that,
Mm-hmm.
and um, the somehow it causes some kind of chemical imbalance in the brain, which causes the cancer to activate and become a problem. And so then, with the 5G, it's even more powerful than what we have now. So I'm just saying, watch out for that. Older people are going to start having health problems more than normal. They're going to have bone density problems. They're going to have uh, disorders, mental disorders, more so. And if you already have mental disorders, it's going to affect that even greater. Okay. If you have any kind of physical ailments, joints, organ problems, kidney, liver, whatever, you're going to have even more problems with this 5G and on up. And as you get, in and around electronics and you're going to start using more computers, you're going to either adapt or you're going to go bye-bye. That's just the way it is. I mean, the strong survive. The strong
Now, do you
survive.
think it's mostly possible that if we could just go back to where the radio frequencies for Wi-Fi is, would that be much more better or what?
I think Wi-Fi, the frequencies there is 5G, right?
Yeah.
Well, 2.4 gigahertz and 5 gigahertz.
Right. So that's the 3G and the
But
5G, right? So
yeah,
so yeah. So yeah, we've
Well, the only difference that we have with the higher bandwidth, the 5G, is that hopefully we
or
don't lose.
hiring like gigahertz or tetrahertz or
Yeah,
something.
yeah. Hopefully we don't lose our data transfer, which causes the buffering that we suffer at times, and that could be on anybody's side or end that this buffering occurs, and one part of it just isn't equal with the other part of it, so the communication suffers, and we have a buffering issue. I lose connection, and I have a low bandwidth issue, and I lose connection sometimes. And that happens when
Yeah,
I'm broadcasting with my radio. But anyway,
yeah.
uh,
It's kind of
technology,
getting crazy. We are
yeah,
surviving like the HF, the VHF, the
yeah,
UHF, and
yeah,
we just survived Wi-Fi, the 3G, the
yeah,
4G, and we're already pretty much taking a risk with 5G, right?
yeah, yeah,
yeah, who knows? Who knows where it's going to go? I'd like to have a time machine to go, a couple hundred years in the future and
right.
see where this all is. I mean,
What would you
when we
look like? What would you look like in 2030? No, not 2030. That's almost here. Um, 30 maybe. Yeah, there you go. What would you look like in 3030?
yeah, exactly. But yeah, I mean, if this past 100 years is any indication as to what it's going to look like, 100 years from now, it's unimaginable.
Yeah,
It's completely unimaginable, right? I mean, 100 years, 1919, we had just started powered flight.
right.
There was no quantum mechanics. Uh, uh, Not very many cars. I mean, everything was totally different. And
When was the first rocket officially?
well, I think it was the V2, right? So that was around what, 1943, 42, I forget exactly. Um, and before that, Goddard and others we're working on those kinds of things. But yeah, I mean, pretty much everything that we've got now was completely unimaginable back in 1919. Totally, totally. So I mean, what's it going to look like in 100 years? We can't imagine.
Right.
We can't even fathom what it's going to look like, and changes. So there's an acceleration. Yeah, it's going to be extraordinary, and well, I sort of hope to see a little bit of that. I'd sure like to hang around to see a little bit more, but yeah, we'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. So, all right, well, cool. I'm looking at the time, and I'm noticing that we're coming up to the hour, and I don't know if I want to dive into anything more or not. This has been a good discussion. I like this.
I like the casual conversation.
Yeah, I mean, time to time, I definitely don't mind tangents and stuff, because we're friends here, and we're chit-chatting about things. So that no problem at all.
It doesn't hurt to have an open discussion from time to time. That's for sure.
Yeah,
we gotta loosen our tie a little bit,
Absolutely, absolutely, yeah, and I mean, we're currently in a position where.
Can I show you something?
Sure, yeah.
I'm going to show you something real quick before you leave. Let me get
absolutely.
over here to Google.
We love show and tell.
Yeah, I've been watching the YouTube channel. There you go. Okay, now take a look at that. Got my mug.
Yeah.
All right.
There we go.
I don't know if you can read it.
Yep.
All right.
All right.
So how's that? Is it straight forward or is it backwards on you?
No, it's straight here.
Okay, good.
Straight here as well.
Oh, yeah. Good deal. All right.
Cool.
Can people on YouTube see it? I hope. I think so. Okay.
Yeah, I hope so.
All right, good deal.
Yeah, I actually need to get.
No. Let me show you something else. Now, I haven't noticed the alignment on this, so I don't know if it's straight or exactly perfect, but it's there.
Oh, there we go. Looks pretty good.
So, so I'm selling these if anyone wants them.
Nice.
But I would recommend, if you want to get something like that, check out. I got mine from Vistaprint. You were talking about the business cards you got earlier.
Yeah. My I think Vistaprint. I got that from
there. You
them.
Go. Yeah.
My, business card, which isn't going to focus, but
right. I could.
Yeah. But Vistaprint is great. Yeah. Really, really great. And like I said, my coworker is getting into the business of shirts and mugs and hats and all that kind of stuff. So
your cat?
My coworker.
Yeah, I thought your cat was your coworker, though.
Well, my other coworker.
The other.
No, she hasn't evolved quite that much yet, but
she's still on the catnip package, right?
Absolutely, absolutely. Actually, she's looking at something over here in the corner again. I don't know what she's looking at. Anyway, so yeah, yeah. I've got to get some mugs made, with my thing on it.
And do some more T-shirts and stuff like that, and then we can kind of swap T-shirts and share different things, like we can share mugs, swap mugs, and like you can have my mug on your desk, I can have your mug on my desk,
There we go.
That's what I was thinking of, something like that, and we just kind of swap it up a little bit, and help each other out with free advertisement, basically, You know,
I think that'd be cool. Yeah, yeah, I think that's a good idea.
I don't mind doing that. And like on my channel, I always try to offer that you come to my channel if you're on my either my YouTube, but when I do live show again, if you're on my show, I'll let you post your link, and all that stuff. And of course, if you're in my radio show and you come to Mixler and you wanna post your website, yeah, and nothing, hate speech or nothing like that, family friendly, keep that in mind, family friendly. You can post anything you want if it's educational and things like that. Yeah, sure,
Right.
and I'm more than happy trying to get people involved and get your information and everything out there,
Yep.
So
Very, very cool.
and but I have that open.
You did say that your schedules is not complete yet, huh?
No, well, I have my own hours that I do. I do 9 to 11. I might go a little bit longer. It's just you do a couple hours of music and it's like, man, now I'm tired.
Now, what I want to know is has that thing behind you been used yet? Have you taken that thing out?
No, we just had about 6 inches of snow yesterday, and then we have clouds, so I have not been able to use it yet.
Oh man!
But I have been learning about it. I am comfortable with it. I have it. I think I got it figured out now. I have the I saw on a video where the guy put the scope on the mount, and when you click it into place, but he had the arm positioned right at the bubble when he clicked it into place, and then the arm was in line with the bubble at the level. There's a little level on there. Okay. Apparently, I was told that that's important that you do something like that, so I did that. And I don't know if it's aligned in the right direction or not. I did notice on the base there is 2 notches, one on the clock drive part and one on the tripod base part. Okay, so when I don't know, in the book it doesn't say anything about lining those up. I'm using StarSense. I'm thinking without StarSense you might have to line those up. And then you align it with north, and everything like that. Right. But I don't know with StarSense. I don't know if you have to do all that. So I'm not really 100% sure about the StarSense. I'm still learning about that. And when I go to Bill's, though, next month, when I go to the Pine Bush Paranormal event, and Paul from P&K Science, that's Paul in Miami, and Keith Ix in Pennsylvania, I think. Anyway, they're both going to be there, and Paul uses the 9 1/4, the same scope,
right?
The StarSense, and he uses StarSense, so he can show me a lot on how to use it.
Sweet, so, nice.
And Mark D'Antonio will be there,
right?
He'll be able to use it, So yeah, they're all going to get to use it. They all have more expensive equipment than I got, in this little thing. For me this was expensive, but for them it's a piece of cake, So I'll be glad to watch them and see how they get it going and how to use it correctly, Then I'll enjoy it more when I get it home and it's a clear sky in a month, Hopefully.
That's what that's what we hope for. Some clear,
we had 60 degrees, and then we had 30 degrees, and it's been 30 degrees since then. And but we had the snow, we had the blizzard come in. They had the main highway. One of my friends, Tom, he lives up north. He was supposed to go to that Arizona MegaCon or whatever they call it. The UFO conference they have there.
Okay.
Yeah, he was supposed to go to that, but he couldn't get out of the driveway because the main highways are closed.
Wow.
So he couldn't go anywhere, and he had free tickets to the show too. He could have drove there and had a good time, but he left you waited too late to leave, and then they shut down all the highway, and he was stuck. And
Wow.
he's just a few hours north of me. Now here they had roads shut down here too, but I wasn't driving anywhere. I said, no way am I going to drive anywhere.
Oh yeah,
So then today I
yeah.
had to drive. I had to drive and get medication today, and I had to go 40 miles an hour because along Highway 4, County Road 4, the wind blows the snow across the road, and you
Oh
can't even
yeah.
see the road.
Oh,
So then
nasty.
the road looks like it's a clear, it's kind of cloudy day, but it's visible. You can see, but what you see is white. You
Yeah.
see snow on the field. You see the road, and you see the snow on the field. And
Yeah.
so, but when the wind blows it across the road, then all you see is all one
Just
level of
all one
white.
level.
And
Oh.
the only thing that I know is that I just got to keep going straight. you know, and you don't want to be doing no 60 or 70 miles an hour when it's like that. And you turn your head
No.
and you look the wrong way, and guess where you're going to be. So
Right.
you do 40 miles an hour, you do it carefully. And even at that, I was sliding around a little bit, going through the snow patches and things like that. But it
Yeah.
was
Wow.
medication I had to get. So it was
Yeah.
like,
You do what you got to do
I
for
don't want
sure.
to, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
hoping that was the last of it, and we're good to go. And then we'll get warmed up, and I'll be able to use the scope here pretty soon. And
Yeah.
I was
Yeah.
looking
Well, I'm.
at my backyard. I can either put it on my deck for a little bit and look over to one part of the sky, or I can take it all the way out to the backyard by the fireplace, and I can open up the whole sky almost. And then I got a few trees that I'm going to be cutting down actually because they're dangerous. Just because I don't want them to
Okay.
fall on my house.
Sure.
And
Yeah.
so I don't. I'd rather be proactive and cut them down before they fall on my house. And we actually cut a branch down. My friend did, and it was like that one would have came right through the kitchen wall right there. If it would have caught the wind, and it would have
Wow.
snapped off and would have been right through the house, and it would have been all done for me.
Yeah.
So
Wow.
cut it down, cut it, control it first, and take a precautionary actions before those terrible things happen. And so we're trying to do that with some of the other trees in the backyard, which will just open up my sky even more when we cut some of these uh, trees down that we don't want. The squirrels might be mad at us, so but oh well. They have
Yeah.
plenty of other.
They probably
I
have
gotta
a
look
few
at my.
other. Yeah. Yeah. You've
Oh
only
yeah,
got one
yeah,
house. They've got lots of trees. So yeah.
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 And I want to have a big open sky. I don't want no tree branches in the way,
Yeah.
things like that. And so when it's clear, I want to have the whole. I want to have like 60% of the viewing sky,
Hmm.
compared to what I got now, about 30%.
Oh wow. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah, so it'll be much more improvement.
Good.
So
Excellent. Well, I'm
all right,
I'm
so,
I'm um, very much looking forward to hearing how that first observing thing goes.
oh yeah,
Yeah,
I did
yeah,
look at the sun once already. I did look at the sun.
yeah.
That was interesting. I have my solar filter, so I did look at the sun,
Hmm.
and that was interesting. And I didn't really take much time to look at it, but I did. I was able to view it, and so that was exciting.
Cool. Very, very
So
cool. All
the
right.
next
Well,
clear day, I'll try to do that.
yeah, nice. Yeah, especially with that. There's a sunspot on there right now, so
Yeah,
now is actually a good time. If it's clear,
yeah.
of course, it's got to be
When
clear.
I when I saw it, when I saw it, there was nothing. There was just the sun. Like, oh,
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
fun.
yeah. Yeah, well, there is definitely a spot. It's slowly moving across. So,
Oh yeah,
yeah,
cool.
you've got another, at least another week or so, at least another week.
Okay, cool.
So yeah.
All right.
All right, all
Well,
right.
thanks for having me on the panel. Thank you, Bobby, for being here.
Yeah, yeah. I think it's about
And
time to
thank
get
you.
on out of here for today. But I will be back here again tomorrow. probably with some astronomy, probably. But you never know exactly.
Well,
Who knows?
I might go do some. I might go do some music if Bobby wants to post that link in there, and then somebody can come and listen to some music if they want to hear anything.
Great.
If Bobby, do you know what that link is?
You should be able to do that too, Ron. But I'm going to do it just in case.
What kind of music are you going to be playing, Ron?
I don't know yet. I got a couple of new albums I could play. I would have to decide. It would be a kind of alternative. Yeah, alternative.
Cool. Nice.
Okay, hold on.
Nice.
Hold on. Wait a minute. Don't go anywhere yet.
Yeah. See if
I'm
you can.
Slow typer.
See if you can post it. You should be able to. Oh, and Bobby did also, but you can definitely do it.
All we have to do is approve it and stuff.
Bobby will approve.
I think that's it.
Okay, here we go.
Yeah, that's it. Nice.
Nice.
Right, yeah.
So if you go there, and if you don't have an account, you can sign up with your Facebook account. You know, that's the best way to do it.
Mm-hmm.
And then you can just hit follow button, and you'll know every time that I play. But I usually play 9 to 11 every day, and except for Sunday. And then I might do a show Sunday afternoon if I decide to play a show Sunday afternoon. But I play alternative rock. I play some old school rock, you know, things like that. So, all kinds of different things. And I got a lot of other people that are playing stuff too. So they have all kinds of different tastes. Andy from the UK, he'll play things, you know. He's in the UK, so he has all kinds of different strange sounds. And then Amanda, she's in Canada, and she has a different flavor. You know, she's in Nova Scotia, Canada, so she's a little bit different than her selections and different style. She likes a lot of Beatles though too.
Mm-hmm.
So
nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, that's right. All right, well, I'll get on out of here, and thank you again, and hope everyone can come and listen to some music.
Yep,
and,
absolutely.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Thank you
I will be
there.
And I think I'm going to get out of here.
Thank you, Bob.
And I think I'm going to get out of here too. So take care, everybody. Have a great evening, a great day. And yeah, I will be back here again tomorrow, 2 hours UTC. And there will just be more and more and more. That is the nice thing about having a daily live stream, is that we can just be fun and casual here. And don't have to worry about, oh man, I've got to talk about certain things and I've got to do this and do that.
That's right.
Like, we can talk
once
about.
In a while, you might have a news story that comes up. You might have to share. You know,
you never know.
Okay.
You never know. You never know. All right, everybody.
All right.
Take care. Peace, cheers, and all that. And I will see you on the spin. See you later.
Prosper.
Yep.
Bye.
All right. See you later. Bye.